Brickyard, J.W. Miller wins. Charlotte Motor Speedway, Concord, North Carolina. That is the location of tonight's round number 5. There's just one tiny little adjustment that's going to be made tonight. And what I mean by tiny, somebody accidentally put an R in front of the word oval. And, well, because of that, it's like my hometown of Vero Beach, in a way. Florida. Yes, it was supposed to be called Vera Beach, but somebody was dumb enough to put O, and it became Vero Beach. Well, it's kind of the similar situation here. We're at the Roval instead of the Oval at Charlotte Motor Speedway, except this one was purposely done, and we're running a road course here tonight. This is round number 5 of the GLSR Black Horizon Truck Series season. I am the captain, and joined by the man who is sitting on South Beach right now drinking water. That's what you do, I guess, on South Beach. When you're working, is you drink water, right, Sammy B?
100% correct. This is the finest H2O that you'll find south of the Mason-Dixon line. Yeah, I'm excited. Broadcasted in the Turkey Trot race, and this will be my second GLSR broadcast, and I'm excited to join you. And what a race to miss. It's usually I always look forward to the road course races, but I'm excited to call a road course race, so I can't wait. I think this is going to be a crazy exciting race, one of the classics.
The one chance you had to win the season, and well, I say one chance, you almost won Talladega. But needless to say, we're here for a fun night of racing. 30 laps, 70 miles of racing, and what can we expect here on this Roval? You've been on this track, I believe, before.
I have. I mean, I think the name of the game tonight is going to be tire management, and I think you're going to see two different strategies right out of the gate. You're going to see those guys that are going to go for broke, absolutely attack that track and just try and build out as much distance as they can. But I feel like the real winners are going to be the guys who can manage those rears, not get it kicked out too far too early, because if you abuse those tires too quick, it's going to have big dividends later on. And hopefully we're not going to have, I mean, maybe we will have a sort of Kevin Harvick situation where someone's going to miss turn 1 completely. But I think tires are going to be the thing that defines this race. Who can save them? Who can deploy them at the right time?
There you see the track, 2.24 miles. 30 laps to comp caution tonight in the Red Sim Design Grand Prix here at Charlotte. Comp caution at lap number 11 on this, I believe it's 14-turn road course here. As you see, they're all set up there, getting ready for the green flag. Sam, do you got to go do your, like, thingy that you usually do with them?
Oh no, the pre-race speech is being handled by the other admins. I get to enjoy the booth tonight. So no, usually before the races, I always kind of talk everyone through. And one thing I would like to explain that I would tell the drivers right now is what you're going to see at the start of this race is because the chicane happens right at the start-finish line, and we don't want to have tripping over each other. There will be no passing each other until you cross that start-finish line, and our wonderful race control, Jason Clark, will be observing that to make sure that no one gets a little too cheeky before the start-finish line. So expect, hopefully, some sort of managed lines as they go through that chicane to the start.
So wait a minute,
but
you're putting Jason Clark to work?
Boy, I don't want to doom anyone, but I think these turn 1 is a challenging corner. Heartburn turn is one to be feared here. Cold brakes, cold tires. That is definitely the most dangerous, loosest part of the track is when you will come out of 1 and you kind of start going over that hill down into 2. The truck wants to get real loose underneath you, and I hope that people can pace themselves at the start of these races because it's still a 30-lap race. You can't win it if you're binning it on the first 2 laps, but I don't want to doom anyone, but I think Jason will have to be on high alert tonight to make sure that that the correct flags get resolved.
Well, you said nobody gets through Heartburn turn correctly. Don't tell Chase Elliott that. I mean, he got beaten pretty good by Heartburn turn and ended up winning that race still. That one fine September night a couple of seasons ago. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here. It's going to say the Dega Clash up there. What do you know? I I can't get things right up here. Anyways, Aaron Smith, his first career pole, I believe it is, in the series. He will start alongside Dylan Parker. Brandon Alfin, another great start, as he has quietly been in the top 10 in points this season. Almost top 5, I should say. And he'll start alongside J.W. Miller. Sam Fontaine, he'll start next to Justin Bondurant, probably one of the hottest drivers on the circuit right now. But Fontaine, he's a road course winner, of course, at the Twin Ring Motegi road course. This is what happens when I try to multitask and it's not working. I'm trying to load something as we go here. Blaine Sparling, another good road course ace out there on the track. He'll start alongside Sean Peachin. There's Cam Ingram, the Texas driver. Again, I can't talk either. Start next to Bryce McCune, Clark Gennikin, and the guy who was fastest in practice only because he cut the chicane. What a guy. What a typical Telder move. Matt Telder starting in the 12th position. And give me one quick second here, and I will get you through the rest of the starting lineup to cut you over to the field really quickly, as I got one last button to hit. This is called doing ad-libbing while you work. You know a lot about that, doing the stuff you do there. There we go. Rest of your starting lineup there is row number 7 is Caden Atkins and Alex Cummings. Row number 8 is where you see Aaron Barnicle making a return. He missed the last race. And Christopher Dean, who is, 29th in points entering tonight's race. Jason Dalton, Brian Sutphin, teammates there, row number 9. They got a little bit of news to share. Ben Pierce, Lucas Strayer, row number 10. Row 11, Tim Averill and Brett Murphy. Jacob Locklear, Robert Lukens, row number 12. Row 13, Cedric Ingram, Cedric the Entertainer Ingram, and Dylan Glass. Zach Allman, what's he doing back there, 27th? He'll start next to Peter Borges. Jacob Gladulech, a.k.a. Drift, he'll start next to Travis Icavaci. Tyler Brewer, William Martin in row number 16, and that'll be it. Chris Evans will be back there in Drift, actually electing to start on pit road, which could play an interesting move in this, Sam.
Again, like I said, turn 1. Guys are going to have to be really patient and work with each other. That is a challenging corner. It funnels everyone in. They really need to be focused and give more than they take on these starting laps. But it's going to be a real exciting race here at the Charlotte Roval. All right, are you going to take it away?
I am. As we come off the chicane, we actually decided not to go straight. Green flags out. Here we go for the Roval. Hey, no, for turn 1 here. We got people checking up already like, yeah, you go. No, you go. You go. No, you go. Now, we talked about the news. One of the bigger news stories this week, a change at KJ82 Racing as Matt Telder has left on his terms there. And you see he's got the turn 4 apparel on. He has joined turn 4 with Peter Borges and those guys there. So we watched them all through the infield portion of the track here. So far, so good.
Yeah, you can definitely tell everyone's being real calm, real cautious. I'm pleasantly surprised. I was expecting to see at least one truck backwards and turn 3 or 4 there, where it really starts going up and down in this undulating section of the track. You'd think for an infield it'd be a little more flatter, but it's well, that's why you got me here in the booth to add those zazzy words. But I'm glad to see that people are taking cautiously. Of course, we do have the comp caution coming at lap 11. Only have comp cautions now at road courses. Yes. And I think a lot of people won't be pushing the boundaries too hard. They're wanting to see how those trucks feel on cold tires, getting through the sections,
spinning over the bus stop. Who was that back there? I'm trying to see who it is back there. Unfortunately, my technical thing's giving me a little issue right now. It is the 16 of Dylan Glass who went around over at the bus stop as Aaron Smith leads lap 1.
Pulling a bit of a Brad Keselowski there at that section. He had trouble there a lot of times, but expected to be a place where people, when they get more ambitious, they're going to try and pass into that chicane. It's hard to do, but it's so inviting as you're hard on the brakes, thinking you can outbrake that guy into that chicane right before the big shoot to the finish line. So expect that to be a dynamic spot as the race progresses. But yeah, I think a lot of people are just going to be seeing how the tires come in and seeing where they feel more comfortable giving and taking with guys on track, because I don't think they're really going to turn up the wick until about lap 3 or 4.
Yeah, you're going to see some tire saving here. This track does eat up tires, and I think that's going to play a role, obviously, in this race, because you're going to see different strategies, especially when it comes to that caution. Who's going to pit before and who's going to wait till the caution comes out? You see J.W. Miller, he won one of the first road courses in this series history on Belle Isle a couple seasons ago, running here in the 3rd position right behind Dylan Parker. Brandon Alfin's right there behind him. as Parker gets a little loosey-goosey there, and he's got a little damage on the right side already, I see. So Parker's been in the side of something. It might be the wall, or it might have been someone.
Yeah, I know that the set that
with
was...
issues. Sorry.
It's all right. The set that was...
Dylan Parker just drilled the wall coming to pit road.
Well, what I was going to say is that some people have not felt totally settled in the setup. It's a little looser. It definitely invites you to drive it more on the throttle, kind of rotate the truck around. And one of the guys who said he really clicked with that set was JW, and I know that some people on PPM didn't feel 100% about how the setup was made for this. So it's interesting to see right out the gate. It sure didn't look like he was out of control. Maybe frustration to drive into the pylon there, but a crazy development because Dylan Parker was one of the heavy favorites coming into this race.
Now, the reason why I haven't put the ticker up yet is some reason, I don't know if it was because I was switching tickers around and things, but I actually had to wait for everybody to cross the line now to get everything cycled around. So there we go now. Everybody's in the lead now in the right spots. It actually had Aaron Smith running like 30th. It was kind of weird. But Aaron Smith is leading. J.W. Miller, Brandon Alphin, Sam Fontaine, Justin Bondurant, your top 5. You're going to notice numbers now in colors. I've done everything I can to match up the numbers of the trucks with the colors on their trucks. So, like, for instance, you'll see Fontaine has a 91 that's green. And, of course, he doesn't have a green 91, so I did the best I could. But anyways, needless to say, though, Aaron Smith bringing it already through the, I think this is turn 13 and 14, the chicane area here on the front straightaway. But I want to go back to see what happened with the 3 because he had issues, apparently, according to Jason Clark, our admin. Apparently, Chris Evans got into the back of Dylan Glass, and that's what caused that issue. But let's watch here with the 3 truck is... I don't know what to say about that. I don't know if he just misjudged the angle and was like, oh, crap. Or was he texting an order on DoorDash maybe or something? But either way, it did not work out. And he put it in the wall. And that is really going to hurt his points.
Yeah, that's a huge shift in this this race and championship too. He was, again, last season we had the race at Road America. He was one of the heavy favorites along with this guy in the 21, Sean Peachin. And I think, again, they're going to be sitting back and just seeing how it goes. Sean putting pressure on Blaine Sparling. Blaine notorious for sitting back, letting the race come to him. He knows that comp caution's coming, and I would expect that he isn't going to put up too much of a fight if Sean pressures him. But the whole dynamic of this race has changed. Granted, Smith off to a massive lead over Miller, but again, I think you're going to see guys feeling out the track here and just seeing how quickly the tires are falling off in the current track conditions.
Back here, Aaron Barnickel. Oh, little wheel hop there into the corner. He's had some rights of damage on her too. They're trying to battle. Oh, he's still fighting her. Trying to get around the 4 truck there. Jason Dalton, there's one of the other hottest drivers on the circuit right now, the 1 truck of Lucas Strayer, as he's going to make the pass here. Now, do me a favor, Clark, and you guys watching on the stream tonight, please let me know how Sam's audio is, because obviously his audio is the same channel as the trucks. I want to make sure they're not drowning us. Now, needless to say, though, so far a pretty clean start for the most part. A couple of little argy-bargy situations here, but looks like Aaron Smith, though, onto a pretty sporty lead right now with J.W. Miller, Brandon Alphin, Sam Fontaine, and Bondurant, your top 5. And any surprises you're seeing up there so far, Sam?
Great job for Anger in holding on an 8th there. I think Alphin looking solid. Definitely not one of those guys that you would think of first being a solid road course runner, but definitely holding solid with those guys. I would expect guys who I think are going to have more of a breakout race to watch for would be Bondurant and Fontaine. I know both felt were pretty strong about their chances tonight. It's
funny you say that because Brandon Alphin and I ran Friday night. We drive in a Friday night league. Brandon and a lot of the guys run with iRacing, which is part of the TIX team. I run for another team in that league, and Brandon actually finished top 3 in a truck race at Road America, actually finished 2nd. So he's got the road racing skills. As Dean to the inside of Barnickel, and he wheel hops it and almost runs over Strayer, and I think the curbs. Oh, and now Strayer spins right in front of him. Well, that's something finally went wrong for him.
Luckily, it's happening before the comp caution. Not much damage. That's a good, as all things considered, they got to that pretty clean. But that chicane, it just begs you to want to do the overtake. And things like that will happen. You lock up and you hit those turtles and you're going for a ride. That could have been a lot worse for those 3 trucks.
Make the turtle, left for the turtle. Sorry, that movie just came to my head.
Big pressure by Sparling and Sean there on the 11. I think they're all just holding back, but it's one of those things where the racer in you just wants to get that pass done. I would expect maybe into the chicane, one of them will want to take a shot. Most likely, I would see Peachin being the more ambitious. Again, Blaine is such a patient driver. He doesn't want to overdo those tires. What are you saying?
I was going to say, there's a part of me, and I didn't mean to cut you out, there's a part of me that disagrees with that, only because of the way Sean Peachin's season is gone. If he was higher in points, I could see him making an aggressive move.
That is true, but again, it's one of those things where it's all about managing your excitement, and you can always think logically outside of the truck, but the second you get behind the wheel, it's hard to remember that stuff. And I don't know, when the red mist comes, and Zach Amman in on the inside, looks like he's gonna
go ahead.
Oh no, just watching Amman trying to get the pass done. Ooh, he gets forced out to the outside.
He still got it. He still got the angle, maybe. Nope. Hey, pop quiz, who's the biggest mover in the race so far?
I would guess, what about Drift?
No, it's actually right there on your screen right now. It's Zach Allman actually tied with William Martin, both up 11 spots right now.
Side by side, Telder and Amman in there. Amman's got the better line there. He should be able to get this done into one, as long as Telder doesn't give him the space.
Oh, Barnicle, I thought was going to make it 3 wide there. You got the 10 there behind him with Brett Murphy. Brian Sutphin there behind them. Oh, they're still side by side.
Oh, this is definitely going to shift into Telder's favor. This right complex
he hit
will
the
definitely
curve.
favor his line.
Stay off the sausage. He's going to pick on me about bus stops. I'm going to pick on him about sausages.
I don't know if Amman lit up the tires there, but and Telder gets it done. He takes it back from him.
Barnickel's going to come with him now through this little windy section here. You got to be careful with the gas because you goose it. You could easily go around right here because you can de-wedge the truck very easily on that hilly section there. But I tell you what, you said earlier, these guys are being careful, getting a feel for the track. Don't tell Aaron Smith that. He's gone. Like, he is.
Yeah, I know he's
in Winston-Salem, like, gone.
Yeah, no one's touching his pace right now. I'll be intrigued to see how that goes after the comp caution, but he's definitely running away. It's a shame that Parker...
Oh, dive bomb at a 26. Look out.
Oof, and a heavy
he
hit
missed
on
everybody,
the front there.
which is good, but he was in the wall, and I think he's like, probably got to slow down there, I would guess. And Lucas Strayer, I think, with more issues over in the bus stop.
Man, tough luck for the one truck. Hopefully he can just kind of reset, calm down to the caution, but already he's then been plummeting down, sitting there in 26. You know, then again, a lot of
Ben
these road
Pierce
course
finishes
races...
in the chicane. The Talladega winner.
I'm not sure how close they are yet. I don't think lap traffic will be an issue for the leaders just with the length of this track.
Right.
But you do want to just keep it calmly together, at least for this first stage of the race, because going a lap down is going to be a huge, basically a death knell for your chances in a race. I don't think anyone's going to be under pressure, but if Smith keeps up this pace and someone has a big enough off, that may happen.
Tim Averill with some issues, unfortunately, over in the turn 2 section in the double 8. Now, we should mention tonight, of course, our cameras. We do have them in action, brought to you by the Track Cams 4 Gourmet, as Averill still having issues. You can check them out, trackcams22.com, or on the iRacing forums or on Facebook. We appreciate their cameras, as always. Let's jump on board with Mr. Zach Allman under braking there. See him a little loosey-goosey. Still loosey over the curves. A lot of rear braking that truck, apparently.
Yeah, wow, you can really see how he's working the wheel there. The setup is encourages you, the truck, to really turn around, which is great on entry, but you can overshoot it so quick. And you will start to notice, guys, who's been pushing their tires, who's been holding back. And I think that's why you're noticing more and more spins. As guys who are abusing the tires to keep that speed up with other guys who weren't using them as much, they're starting to fall off, and we're going to start seeing more guys missing apexes.
Oh, crossover!
What a move!
Those two are having too much fun. Uh-oh, the boss man's having issues. I'm looking for him. Mike Cavanci's going for a spin over in the chicane area. So lap number 8 in the books here, so 3 laps before the halfway point. So, Sam, when exactly will the caution be thrown? Is it going to be as soon as they cross the line? Coming along. Oh, Icavaci. Oh, no! And the 12 gets into him. T-bone for him.
That is a scary spot to get that truck spun around with the walls. There's just not much room to go. And I was
Fontaine
just
on pit road.
mentioning, interesting. Now we're going to see the strategy start coming into play. He may be able to, get that fuel to the end. I was pretty sure that you could pretty safely get it done on one tank of fuel, but maybe some guys are considering a two-pit strategy. Lots of guys coming in.
Sparling, Peachin, Bondurant, Atkins, Gennick, Dalton, Dean, Santa Claus, everybody. Easter Bunny's on pit road.
Now they're going to have to be really careful how pit road exits into that turn 2 area. Guys can come around with a lot of speed and won't be ready for those guys exiting pit road. So hopefully people are cautious as they're coming around that turn now that the guy's going into pit lane.
It looks like about half the field is coming to pit road. I was starting to ask the question, though, do we know when exactly the caution is going to be thrown? Is it at the beginning of lap 11? Is it going to be like when, oh, Evans almost going to spin it to the leader. He's like, I'm just going to hang a left here and just get out of the way. And he's
with that much of a lead, you could park it and you'd still be okay.
Well, Evans decided it was best if he just parked it there, and unfortunate situation for him in a tough spot, but he kept it clean and did a good job. Here's Alex Cummings inside of, well, Bryce McEwen, who's got some front end damage. Bryce is down there in the points also himself. He's just looking to get a good race in tonight. Tim Abrams taking his truck behind the wall. And there's the caution right there.
A lot of people are focused. There we go.
Interesting. Caution at lap 10.
Did Smith just cross the line for lap 11?
No, it says here on my ticker he's at lap 10.
That is interesting.
Either way, it is what it is. Can't take it back. It's all good. Caution lap 10. So those trucks that came to pit road there are going to be able to jump to the front here, and you wonder if some might be a little confused by that, but we'll see. Either way, we go from there. The caution's out. This is the comp caution. The only caution we will see tonight, I guarantee it, or your money back.
I mean, you say that, but if enough guys pile in after turn 1, we could have a race control throw. That's caution. True. It is on the table, and I not to say I wouldn't discount it, but now that we're going to be getting past this comp caution, a lot of guys who've been just making sure to keep a clean truck may be more enticed to start pushing, especially early on, to try and get those passes done while they're all bunched up.
So all these trucks came to pit road before the caution came out. Fontaine, Sparling, Peachin, Bondurant, Atkins, Clark Gennikin, Jason Dalton, Matt Telder. Telder, Green, Christopher Dean, Drift, Zach Allman, Aaron Barnickel, William Martin, Brett Murphy, and Brian Sutphin. And just checking with Clark on, he's saying in chat that he threw it on lap 11 when he completed lap 10 is when he threw the caution.
Okay.
So, makes sense to me.
This will be interesting, though, how it's going to force some of these guys who we know have serious pace. Smith, Miller, Alpham. Now that they're going to be sitting a little more back in the field, this actually, I take this back. This could be a very interesting strategy choice by these guys. Instead of, going earlier, getting tires, maybe pitting earlier before some of your other racers, they're out front. They're not going to have to be worried about getting bunched up. Yes, they're going to have the weaker tires, but they're going to get through cleanly and maybe avoid some chaos that they would have if they had pitted earlier. I'm not sure. It's going to be interesting to see how it shakes out.
We'll see as the Porsche pace car is pulled out here in front of Aaron Smith, J.W. Miller, Brandon Alphin, Cam Ingram, Alex Cummings is going to be now your top 5. And looks like if everything goes right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Unless it didn't count for drift. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 trucks. So it looks like the winner off pit road will end up starting 16th, which is interesting because I'll say on my side, me and the TIX team, we always talk pre-race and stuff, and they were going back and forth with me. We're like, do we pit? Do we not? And at first I was like, try it, but then they were worried about tires being a factor, even running a lap or two on them with the track being hot. So we decided as a team, and as you look up here, you'll see up there that the team did stay out to play this caution. So it's going to be very interesting to see which one of these strategies play out for teams, because you're seeing other teams. We look at Fontaine, looks like split it with the KJD2 guys, so 2 of them pitted, the other one stayed out. You look at some of the Millennium team, looks like they all stayed out here. You look at the PPM guys, it looks like they pitted. So it's definitely going to be split in half here what all has gone on. So another factor we got to look at here is, as these leaders come to pit road, is here come the guys who pitted trying to catch the back of the field. And we'll see if sometimes you get that issue where if you don't catch the field quick enough, the leaders get out before you.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, especially with those 2 chicanes, how quickly they can get through there. Yeah, I'm going to be fascinated to see how this all shakes out, how those fuel lap difference, now that these guys are going to be all shuffled around, who's going to be where, who can be patient still during all of this, because now it's going to be gloves off, because we've gotten past that comp caution,
right,
and this race is about to really kick off now.
Looks like Lieutenant Brett Murphy has stopped at the end of pit road there. Not sure if he had to let somebody by before pitting, but right side tires on, 4 tires in fuel, and then they'll turn their turn signal on and hang a left coming out of pit road. There you go, race 1 easily by the 70. Appreciate everybody watching tonight on the YouTube channel here of the Captain Esports Network. We decided to kind of back off of the whole other channel thing with Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff, and that's mainly because when I've done the research here in the last couple of months of doing the multi-channel, and well, it seems like 99.9% of viewers come to YouTube anyways. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just do YouTube then. Make this easy for everybody. So, as expected, the top, actually only 10 trucks stayed out in the end. So top 10 trucks will stay out, with Fontaine being the leader. The winner from Twin Ring Motegi last season is going to stay out. Blaine Sparling, who's still trying to get that first win, season 4 champ, he's going to restart second. Sean Peachin still looking for his first win, going to restart third. Justin Bondurant, who is on fire right now, will restart fourth. And then last week's winner, Caden Atkins, who is the half guest on the podcast this week. I say half because only half the podcast got done.
Yes, and that will still be uploaded. It's just how it all worked out. It just did not work out to get it up in time, and we only had half an episode. We will post it. It's just slightly delayed. But
on Miami.
Yeah, I can blame it on Miami too. That all makes sense to me. But it's going to be really interesting to see how patient really Smith can be here in these early stages. I mean, so you said starting in 11th, is that
yep,
right?
Yep.
Yeah, 11th place. That's definitely enough time for him to work through the field. But I don't feel like he can wait too. So it's going to be a matter of who can fire up those tires and get them what they need to do early on now, because it's gloves off. This race has pretty much officially begun again.
Oh yeah, and let's you know what? I'm going to drag Sam up here because I was looking to see if Aaron was in the channel, and he's not. So let me grab the driver from the. Oh gosh, of course I'm losing my team names in my head here. The KJD2 team, and bring him up here to the booth here with us. Sam, you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Hey Sam, you're going to restart the leader here. Of course, you got that win at the Twin Ring Motegi road course. Now this is a little bit different. Tires obviously look like they're taking a hit here. Are you worried about those faster trucks there behind you with the 1 or 2 lap pressure tires? Do you think you can hold them off?
I think the guys around me right now are on the same strat as me. I mean, we're gonna see, man. Depend how we deal the rest of the race. We have a lot of lap to go, 15 or something like that. So we'll see. I mean, just doing my race, taking it easy, and trying to bring it back to the finish.
How's the truck feeling out there?
It's pretty hot. Like the tire really die real quick here. I think it's 130 temp track, so it's really melt the tire real good.
How much is that in Celsius?
I don't know the conversion actually.
Oh come on, you're in Canada. You should know this stuff.
It's probably over 40 Celsius for sure.
Well, I'd say 132. So.
Oh, yeah, so it's probably like around 45 or 50 Celsius.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, great job. You got a couple of guys looking for their first career win behind you there, so just be careful and good luck out there.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Absolutely. KJD2 and Sam Fontaine leading the race here so far. Or Sam. Yeah, Fontaine. Speaking of Sam, there's Sammy B in the booth with me tonight as he's down in the 305 hanging out this evening. And he's learning really quickly that's a lot different culture down in that area than it is in Chi-Town.
Definitely a lot warmer, definitely a lot rainier, but no, it's been all right being down here. I tell you what, though, I wish I could be out on track. I'm excited for next week that we are heading to Eldora, a classic race here in the league. Always puts on great racing. Not that I'm a dirt expert, but usually it's just I always enjoy the feeling of the more heat race format that we do with it, just being able to watch some of the other competition that goes on when normally, again, you jump into the race and you just do the whole race. You don't get a chance to watch your competitors go and see what they're doing differently. So, I mean, we got that coming up. This is definitely the most diverse part of the schedule. We talked about that on the podcast, seeing who can take these 2 weeks and really shift their luck and who might lose some luck. We've seen that happen. Tough luck for some of the Millennium drivers who have been on fire so far. Granted, Bondurant's sitting there in fourth, so I may be eating my words there when they come to green. But no, overall, have to say Miami is it's all right. It's all right. You know, I might visit again.
All right. Well, Sam, we're going to let you get a drink of water here for a second. I'm going to do the same. We're going to do a little road course version of Turn It Up here on the Captain Esports Network as we come to green. Well, that's as long as they make it through Heartburn Turn. Here we go. There you go for you. As I didn't really see any action. I was looking around to see if any spun out cars. I did see it looked like Dylan Glass had some issues. But otherwise, Fontaine still up here at the front. Brett Murphy apparently now having issues. He is spun over in the turn 2 area. But Fontaine peaching now up to the second position. Blaine Sparling up to third. And then you got Caden Atkins in fourth. Justin Bondurant's up to fifth. Aaron Smith up to the 8th position already in that truck. So we'll see how these tires play a role here. 15 laps to go. But we've made it through the stressful part, which is that restart.
Looks like there's some lap traffic coming up that the leaders will have to deal with in a second here. It'll be interesting to see how they manage that. Looked like Sean Peachin and Fontaine must have been doing some side-by-side as I was watching their names flip-flop between each other. But Smith is making huge ground already, zipping through the field. He's up to 7th now. So, again, he is going to be on a charge. It's going to be fascinating to watch to see how quickly he can close in on those top 3 positions. And, again, the tires fall off so fast. Who's going to be able to keep the most life in them, I think, is going to be the most successful here tonight. Keep an eye on guys like Peachin, who is really good at keeping tires going. I think Farland good at keeping the tires going. That's why they're leaders. They know how to extract the max from those tires without taking too much out of them. But Smith taking a huge amount of curb there. That's the way that you find the most speed around this place. Maybe that's why he was getting seconds and everyone else. He was
gaining on
going
people on entry. He's gaining people on entry, and we got trouble. Oh, the 5 is going around William Martin. I'm trying to get on him there. There he is. William Martin has gone around over in turn 1. He lets the field go by for the most part. Aaron Barnicle also involved in the 66. So the orange truck's in trouble.
Yeah, orange seems to be a bit of a tricky color out there tonight after those two both go around in the same spot.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Okay.
No, just...
Oh, Alex Cummings involved too. Add Telder to it. He'll blame somebody for that. Telder's smoking.
He's already got engine trouble there, man. Those trucks are just so delicate on the nose of them. They any little bit of damage and they will have engine problem quick. Especially with the banking, you can't. Those banked sections of the track, you need the engine power to get it through.
Ooh, Alfin with a good run on Dean off the bus stop. Going to try the outside lane, but unfortunately it's not there because you're trying to get up to speed right now. But yeah, in fairness to Telder, that was not his fault. Just go ahead and get that out of the way.
Oh man, we're going to see how they're doing the brakes here. It's going to be so easy to lock them up and go through. Manage it well, keep it clean.
Smith inside Allman. Going to bring J.W. Miller with him.
Yeah, those two were on a charge. It's going to be crazy. I would say probably in 5 more laps they will be within the top 3. They are just screaming through the field.
Now, to note, there's only been one multi-time winner, I believe, on a road course in this series history, and it's William Calhoun. J.W. Miller could make it too.
J.W. Miller could make it too, but man, he's going to have to find something to match Smith because they're close, but I just don't know once there's open track if he's going to be able to close that distance to him.
Now, here's the question, though. These guys pitted at the caution. Did they save enough fuel under that caution because of the pace they're going to make sure they can make it on fuel?
I think so. I mean, in discussions with different captains, I never remember fuel mileage being much of a major issue.
Peachin with a good run out of the bus stop.
Ooh, will he take him low? Let's see.
Smith past Bondurant for 5th back there. Peachin taking a wide entrance.
You've just got to be so patient around here. That he's bringing in the throttle so gently to make sure you don't spin up and get that thing loose. Because the second you start kicking it out, you're losing that forward momentum. Right. And you just want to pass so badly, and you kind of dig in a little more, and that's when you're going to wear out those tires and lose speed. So, man, it's going to be who's the most patient of these front 3 to not overshoot an apex. Ooh, like Fontaine does there. Takes it out real wide to compensate. I see more smoke in the background. Hopefully, maybe someone went around on the back chicane there.
Oh, boy. Lucas Strayer with more issues. He's going to wish this race is over.
Luckily, he's built up a pretty healthy point lead, and things will, well, after Eldora, return to normal oval racing before we get to the playoffs.
Well, we said that these 2 races, we've talked about it on the podcast. We've talked about all that stuff, that these 2 races are going to separate the men from the boys, so to say. Those who are good road racers that can be considered. Ooh, Peachin almost locked up the rear tires here, a little wheel hop maybe. But that's going to separate the men from the boys when it comes to who can be competitive and who can stay up there. One thing I'm going to point out is looking at Evans and Clark over here, they think 19 and 20 was the numbers they could do. So if they didn't save enough fuel, this is going to be very interesting to see as you watch Aaron Smith and J.W. Miller come up on the back of Caden Atkins here.
Wow, he takes so much air off of that apex. It's incredible. He's knowing the exact amount to take to get the best speed but not cut the corner. That's really good placement there on the 70 truck.
Good road racer,
but,
you can see right there.
Yeah, he knows he's placing his truck beautifully. He's using the full width of the track, nailing the apexes, bringing it all the way out, and that's why he's carrying so much momentum than everyone else. I was going to say earlier that he had gotten past Bondurant pretty quick, and already he's going to be making pretty quick work here of Atkins. He's defending pretty hard. I don't know. I think he's going to get him on the next chicane.
Maybe a crossover coming right here. This is a high approach. Maybe he crosses down to the bottom. There he goes. But Atkins, good protection. Yeah, he's not going to be able to get the run to the chicane either, to the bus stop, especially here.
Yeah, depending on where, if Atkins places his truck to defend on the inside, I think that'd be smarter. But no, he's leaving it open, being patient. I mean, he's still got 11 laps to go, and the speed he's pulling out there, I think he can do it. Ooh, Atkins getting a little loose again. So eager to get down on the power, and you can see that he lost speed there. Now this is where I think the 70 will close up a little bit.
Sutphin getting out of the way there. Very classy move on his part. Ooh, Atkins on the brakes a little hard there. Blaine Sparling running his, well, the Pixie Angel paint scheme and the RSD designs. Little contact there as Sparling got loose, and all of a sudden his rear end decided it wanted to crinkle up.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go. He just got kicked out wide, and those three were all you know, training through. Atkins, great defense here. I thought by now he would have been by, but this is some great road racing driving by him.
Well, and you got to remember, we talked in the podcast a little bit. He does know he does have some road course skills. Of course, you know, he's a fan of F1 racing. Yeah, he predominantly NASCAR, but you know, he does sure run that Scuderia Ferrari team. As he gets wide, that's going to give Aaron the spot right there. Very easy to do what he just did there, but he might have the lane if he can keep it. Nope, Aaron gets around them, so move him to the third spot now. And unfortunately, the Jawsbys are going to start playing for Peachin and Fontaine potentially.
Yeah, I mean, he's just driving a relentless pace out there. The one thing he's doing is it's incredible to see how quickly he can go into corner entry but not overshoot. You could see that happened to both Sparling and Atkins, was the front end just washed out. They're trying to carry the same amount of speed, and they're just not being able to keep the tires staggered. Wow, really loose. Yeah, Blaine's going to
try
get the run here.
He'll have the angle going into the bus stop. Oh, Alex Cummings with issues. He has spun around over here in the bus stop area. Alex was up there in the top 10, right near the 10th position with Dean, and unfortunately that Techno Toyota has got some damage to the right front. And Atkins did hold
Atkins was able to keep Sparling behind, yeah, as they go into turn one.
Bondurant under attack from Allman.
All right, this will be interesting. Smith and Peachin are separated by 1 second. I'm wondering how long it will take before that closes up. Peachin's keeping Fontaine within touching distance, but he's been kind of holding back there at about, you know, 0.3 of a second. Ooh, wide there for Alman, arcing it in. Nice.
And knock, knock.
Yeah. Who's there? I mean, Peachin must have gotten a little loose somewhere. He lost time to Fontaine, and Smith caught right up. All right, coming up to the back chicane. Smith already committed to the inside. Ooh, tucks back in.
Oh, Sean, hold on. Gonna have to get a little slow down there.
Tough break for him, but that's, again, that chicane, you want to go as late as possible, force those brakes to do more than they probably can, especially in these stock cars. They're not exactly great at road courses, let alone the trucks.
Right.
It forces them into so many weaknesses, and wow, he's already on the back of Fontaine.
He is just killing that chicane right there.
Hugely impressive what he can do in those low-speed corners where he's able to carry all that speed. It's incredible that he isn't washing out the nose, because everyone is having the same problem. A lot of people are going wide, missing the apexes, and he is tight on them every single time.
And Miller did get by Peachin back there for third, but Smith is all over Fontaine. Like Glaze on a French crawler.
All right, what turn is he going to make the move on? We got the two chicanes and then turn one. He'll probably hold patient here through the first chicane. He carries so much speed in the second one. If he can get alongside him, then I think he's by.
Now, you know Fontaine is one of the tougher people to pass.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not trying to discredit him one bit. Stay patient. And I'll tell you what, it's so nerve-wracking when, you know, you're in a spot where you have very similar speed, and I bet Fontaine could run really solid laps right behind him and keep close. But it's just knowing that someone's pressuring you from behind you, push that 10% too much, and that's when you wash out of a corner like we've seen a lot of guys do as they go into that final chicane.
Peter Board
see what
had
happens.
some issues here. Do you see Jada? Oh, Smith took that a little wide. Look at that. Three-wheel and a slide, boys. And then Miller, he's starting to actually catch up a little bit here. He's down to 1.9, and as long as Fontaine holds off Smith, this could become a three-truck battle for the lead. Back here, Caden Atkins putting pressure on Peachin for fourth. Zach Allman's right behind there and actually tagging the wall off turn 2.
I'll tell you what, this track looks deceptively simple, but so many of these corners are really complex and put your truck in very unpleasant positions where the corner's washing away from you. The front get light and the rear gets light.
Hold on, Sean. Well, and like right there, for instance, that corner that they just came out of, going in that section, you almost don't even touch the gas. You stay in second gear this whole entire part of the track, but you're barely touching the throttle. You're almost just kind of popping it just to kind of keep the momentum going through this section, and then you get back wide open here.
Really impressive how well everyone's holding these tires together on the second step.
The question going to be the gas part. Who has enough to make it? Who saved and who didn't save?
I mean, the way everyone's driving, I feel like everyone's pretty confident in their fuel levels because it doesn't seem like people have been lifting and coasting much. Everyone's really going for it. I mean, maybe...
Oh, for the lead!
Oh, he's going to make him work for it. Well done!
That's Sammy for you. Ryan Newman of the league.
Tell you what, though, he's going to have to be real cautious when that gets later on because he definitely backed out. Again, knowing 6 to go, he's got lots of opportunities. But what great defense there. And again, Miller's getting closer and closer and closer. You know, you talk about Ryan Blaney.
Newman.
Miller could be in a real position where... did I say Newman?
Sorry. Blaney. Close enough.
Miller, if he's at the right spot at the right time and the front two come together, he could slink through like a Ryan Blaney.
Now that's Ryan Blaney.
That's what I was thinking about. All right, what great defense here by Sam. He's really forcing him into positions that he doesn't want to be. I think he's figured out that he can take a little more curb into the chicanes, and maybe more people are afraid about getting time penalties.
Dean with issues in Sutphin over here in the inside part of the track.
Tough break for the Dean machine, man. That guy has had a real difficult season. I know that he's been working diligently in his road racing.
Lead. Smith was there. Fontaine's a no for you.
Man, he's been really shutting the door on those chicanes. It's going to be really fascinating if he can keep doing that. Look how close Miller is right behind him.
Yeah, Smith lost some momentum there, and here comes some lap trucks. Whoa. Borges gets out of the way, and there's Telder. Telder's like
right up against the wall, using every inch of the track.
Nice move by Telder there, and that was the other lap truck. I saw a truck go to the inside. I'm like, what happened? But just a second ago, what you guys heard there was the disappointment of a teammate to the 48. Speaking.
Yeah, you know, poor Dean.
Oh, we got the run off the corner. Here comes Smith. Look, he's spinning the wheels all the way down that straightaway. That was impressive.
Again, man, you got to be so patient, but he's keeping it on the inside. If Sam can hold it, he's on the favorable line on the inside, turning left onto the banking.
Crossover might be coming right here.
Here comes J.W. Miller with all the momentum. He had the better line. And now Smith is having to defend from Miller. All right, this is a 3-horse race, everyone. Don't you go anywhere.
Why would you?
I'm just saying, don't even look away. Don't get another drink. Hold on, we got 5 to go and some great racing. Sparling gets past Atkins.
Yeah, and by the way, this isn't the only battle on the track. I want to just really quickly, you got 5th and 6th going to war with each other back here. 7th, 8th, and 9th are right here with each other. I mean, the whole top 10's with each other here. Oh, Smith tagged the wall going into the corner. Yeah. Oh, look at that right front tire got damaged now.
Smith is losing patience. I know he's got that speed, but he probably, because Fontaine's doing such a good job. He's defending the inside so perfectly. You know, Smith was getting all that speed on diving through Apex quicker than anyone, and now that that's being taken away from him, a lot of those ideal lines that he was running aren't there anymore. This is great. This is like Sergio Perez level defense that we're seeing out of Fontaine.
Is it Perez or Perez? I've heard them all.
Yeah, pick one.
Now, side note, Lucas Strayer has had a couple spins during this entertainment, so no offense to Lucas, just got to point it out because he's the point leader right now. And right on cue, he spins in the bus stop.
It's a tricky spot to be spinning as the leaders start coming up to him. Again, Smith right behind him there. Let's see. Lots of apex there. Didn't take... Sam took less apex. I wonder if he can get more speed out of the corner because he's not jumping it over the corner.
I think Aaron's truck's hurt with that right front damage. Strayer's come to pit road.
Maybe he's putting it behind the wall. Oh, is he off on the grass there? Or is he just using that much of the course? It's so impressive.
I think he's trying to apex the corner with the tires being as worn as they are. I mean, these guys are
really
driving off
blown
their
away by
rears. They're driving off their rears.
And they're pulling away from the field at an incredible rate. I mean, Sean Peachin and Blaine Sparling are no slouches on road courses, and they're just, every lap, it seems like they're falling away by a quarter to a half a second. They're just absolutely screaming around this place. Way to go. Amazing defense by Fontaine. I want to see if he can pull any distance on this backstretch, because maybe that would be like an aero disadvantage he's got, or maybe a little engine loss.
I don't know if there's any engine issue. I could say that because you got to hit the front end to have that. Maybe the aero loss, definitely potentially.
I mean, at this point, maybe Smith is just trying to like.
Good on entry there.
He may be using these laps to just see if he can intimidate him into a mistake. I mean, then again, he's kept it behind for so long. I think that effect would be lost by now. You're seeing that, hey, this guy isn't going. I can got him. You know, I can hold him from taking the line that he wants to take. With 2 to go, this race is still any 3 of these guys' ball game because Miller's not out of this. He's holding tight because I think he expects some contact.
Evans is telling us close on fuel for these guys. As I said, this might not be over so much as in Sean Peachin, Blaine Sparling. Any of those guys might have a shot here. Now, another factor, Robert Lukens is up ahead here. He's the one last lap car, I think, that these guys are going to have to worry about in this race.
I mean, it's really hard to not let desperation start setting in as he goes for the outside. Great defense on the inside. He's got the favorable line there. Takes it away.
Sparling actually just got by Peachin for 4th. If you watch these guys really quickly here. All for trying
also
to
want to give a shout out.
Get a little loose.
Want to give a quick shout out to Black Horizon. They're normally on the 21 truck. Something went wrong with his paint scheme. We're not sure why, but we love you, Black Horizon. Ooh, real close in the wall there for Smith.
Yes, they are the sponsor.
He's trying to take every single inch of this track to just try and keep up. You're right. There must be aero damage or something because he's using every bit of the track he can. Let's see how, again, he puts those lefts so close to the grass there.
Wins the ball. Oh, he got to run here. Oh, white flag, final lap. He's got the wall again.
Oh, man, this is when it really starts to set in. Do you think he's going to give him the bumper somewhere here?
By the way, Lukens gave him room. They let all 3 go by, so classy move on Lukens' part.
Oh, man, I expect just the littlest of taps going into the back stretch because that's where he's going to be able to build some momentum. Staying so close behind him. Miller's right there. You can throw them all under a blanket right now. What an incredible finish. And it's not even over. We're going to go halfway through the lap still.
Don't make a mistake. That's the key right now. Smith's going to try to get the run off the corner here. So close to the wall they go. One corner is Brandon Alfin has had issues. Brandon spins over, I don't know where he's at.
Yes, Fontaine just gets that little bit of distance on the backstretch. The arrow is really affecting Smith. Miller's right behind him. They're bringing it out all the way to the edge. I think Smith had a little bit of a wiggle there. He couldn't get the power down. Fontaine's pulling away.
Fontaine with one final section to go here.
Can he nail 2 more corners?
Smith drives it in deep. Fontaine drives it deeper. Fontaine holds him off and is a two-time road course winner and a win at the Roval.
Such incredible racecraft. All three of those guys were bringing the absolute max out of their trucks, pushing them right to the limit. Incredible driving.
Sparling holds off
Blaine
Peachin.
Sparling with fourth.
Atkins, Allman. Bondurant's going to finish 8th. Alfin's going to end up 9th. He's got a crunched up rear end. Makes me wonder a little bit. Dalton going to get 10th. How about Grew?
Incredible defense. I will admit, I had completely underestimated his ability to just place his truck right where it needed to be and not be intimidated and overshoot the corner. We saw how much that happened to others guys as soon as Smith got right up to the back of him. They try to push more in entry, but perfect drive there for Fontaine.
Trucks are running out of fuel as they cross the start-finish line here.
And that's the first win of the season for KJD2, and the first win not by PPM or Millennium Enterprises.
Well said. Yep, absolutely. And Sam is now the 5th winner in 5 races. And I think I mentioned on the podcast that this would be the race Sam would win. So I'm 1 for 2 on calling those. I mean,
What a race. I
yeah.
can't believe how good of battles we've had right to the end of our road course races. I mean, Road America, we had a great battle between Sean Peachin and Dylan Parker, and this was another battle to remember.
Man,
so impressive by these three.
Fontaine's got ice in his veins. I mean, to be able to hold off that kind of racer
Yeah.
for that many laps. I mean, hey, look at it like this. The last lap they completed there, Sam Fontaine ran a 1:25.38. Aaron Smith ran a 1:25.37.
Yeah, I mean, they were so par for, mano a mano, par for par in each other. Great racing. And really interesting to see that. I wonder, I was thinking about how we talked about when you chose to take the tires. If by, Smith was further back in the field and probably had to use a lot more tire to weave through while Fontaine was just hitting his marks, hitting his laps. That may have made the difference late in the stages where he had more tire to work with than Smith did.
Well, looking at it real quickly as we get ready to go through the lineup, I will say this. Only 3 of the drivers that pitted at the caution made it back to the top 10. That might tell you something right there. Final results here from the Red Sim Design Grand Prix here at the Roval. It's actually got the qualifying results. Let me jump down here to the race. There we go. As we bring it back up just like that. Fontaine, your winner. Aaron Smith, 2nd. J.W. Miller, 3rd. Blaine Sparling, Sean Peach in your top 5. Caden Atkins finishing 6th. Zach Allman, 7th. Bondurant, 8th. Brandon Alfin, 9th. Jason Dalton, 10th. Clark Gennican, 11th. Alex Cummings, 12th. Cam Ingram, 13th. Ben Pierce, Bryce McCune in 15th. Jacob Locklear, 16th. Drift finishing 17th. Christopher Dean in the 18th position. Brett Murphy, 19th. 20th going into William Martin. 21st, Tyler Brewer. 22nd, Robert Lukens. 23rd to Dylan Glass. 24th, Travis Ikavachi. 25th, Peter Borges. 26th, Brian Sutphin. Lucas Strayer, unfortunately, 27th. 28th, Matt Telder. 29th, Aaron Barnickel. 30th goes to Cedric Ingram. 31st, Tim Abril. 32nd, Chris Evans, and 33rd, and already at home, probably sleeping, is Dylan Parker. Unfortunately, finishing last in the race tonight. And this is where we get to do the fun, the interviews. We'll go on here. So let's start with our 3rd place finisher this evening, J.W. Miller, who got to watch the entertaining show up there in front of him and to a point was a part of the show himself. JW, 3rd place finish for you. You were able to work your way up there through the field, but unfortunately just not enough there to get the win.
Yeah, it's great to be back in here in the booth with you regardless, though. It's nice sitting in that catbird seat just in case.
You were ready to be the Ryan Blaney in that finish, weren't you?
Exactly, yep. I was thinking that, too. But, no, the racing up front was really clean. Those guys put on a hell of a show, and I was just glad to be in the picture.
What was missing from your end that you couldn't quite do that you wanted?
I don't think there was really anything missing. We left everything out there on the track. Yeah, I feel really happy with that finish. That helps us in the points a lot, and looking forward to the next race.
Yeah, you've been very quiet there in the point standings, and nice little climb there after a third place finish, and you make it through that first leg of what is the going to be the scary part of the season. Of course, next week being a dirt race, so you got to get through that one next.
Yeah, and I feel pretty confident about that as well. I even forgot about that, but yeah, we've always had good results at the dirt tracks, so I'm ready to get dirty.
There you go. Well, great job tonight, and shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Yeah, thanks. Shout out to everybody at Ace Racing. Shout out shockguru.com for all your snowmobile, ATV, UTV, and side-by-side shocks. And shout out to everybody over at GLSR, especially the admins. Guys put on a great show. Thank you.
There you go. Great job, my man. Great job, and we will talk next week.
All right.
That is J.W. Miller's. Of course, a third place finish for him, and runner-up tonight. And I don't know if he's in here. Looking for him. There he is. He's up there in the general chat. Let's bring him down here. Aaron Smith, unfortunately, I know he's probably disappointed in that, but Aaron, I have to say that you probably did everything you could, right?
Yeah, I put on a little too good of a show there in the beginning of the last stage. I passed all those cars, heated up my tires, just couldn't do anything there at the end.
I think the one thing that Sam pointed out in the broadcast was how smooth you were. It seemed like no matter where you were on the track and what pressure was on you or what pressure you were trying to put on somebody, it didn't seem like you missed your marks very much.
Oh no, when it comes to road courses, I don't know what it is, but I usually find something that a few people don't have, and it usually makes a pretty good difference there. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for us this week. But I'm looking forward to Watkins Glen in a couple months.
I do got to ask, how much did the right front damage hurt the truck getting that wall a couple times on the outside of going into one?
Oh, I didn't feel it. I don't know why I hit the wall. It was a straight line both times I did it. But yeah, it didn't really affect me any. But it certainly didn't look too good.
No, it definitely didn't. But still, man, great effort tonight. I know you've been pretty impressive throughout the season here in the 70 truck, and your chance to shout out whoever you like to, bud.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the folks at the Great Lakes Sim Racing League for putting the show on, y'all for broadcasting, and all the folks for watching. Looking forward to next week.
Absolutely. Aaron Smith, first time I've had a chance to talk to the young man. Great job tonight, and congrats on your P2, and definitely impressive on the road courses. Might have to keep an eye on him for your fantasy team at the Glen, just saying.
All right, thank you.
You too, bud. Aaron Smith finishing second. By the way, you didn't get a chance to mention this. The fantasy team, you can always go to the Great Lakes simracing.com and sign up there, be a part of it, chance to win a butt kicker and a Majors Garage Pass, and so much more. But that is your second place finisher, Aaron Smith there, and to the winner is Mr. Fontaine, who holds him off for that 20-lap run. Very impressive job by the 91. We were waiting for him to make that mistake. He never did, and Fontaine, a two-time winner now on this series, and welcome to Victory Lane at the Roval.
Yeah, man. That was good. That's a good one.
He's out of breath, boys. So, talk about that one. How hard was that one to hold him off?
I gave pretty much everything. I was trying my best to keep him behind me or beside me, whatever. But if he go around me, he was long gone. I tried my best, and it worked.
Talk about.
Yeah, you were looking like
go ahead.
Sergio Perez out there. I just had to get that one in. It was incredible defense. I will admit, and I will say it, we were watching Smith charge through the field, and I was like, well, he'll probably get him here in one of the next two laps, and lap after lap you held him off. So hugely impressive work.
Yeah, thanks. Once you, it's really tough to pass on a road course like that, and I knew that when he was beside me, well, I was hoping that he will give us enough space to race without contact, and he did a super good job. To be honest, if I was him, probably I would have roughed him up a little bit in the door once or twice, by accident, but never happened, and actually gave a really good battle there. That was fun.
Obviously, battling the curbs and the bus stop and the chicane, it just seemed like it seemed very easy to make that one mistake. How worried were you that you were going to make that one little whoops that would cost you?
Man, every lap I was doing a little whoops. I was just trying to manage those whoops the whole time. And I think he was also like pushing hard. Like sometimes he was getting sideways, but somehow he was going like super hard in the corners. And with 5 to go, when I started creating a little gap on the exit of the corner, I kind of felt that we were more level, like on the same level, and now he had to be a little more aggressive to pass me. But even then, like he wasn't there, man, the whole race. That was crazy.
Well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations. Your chance to shout out whoever you like to.
Yeah, everyone everyone who put the league together, Sammy, Travis, like everyone, man. And also the guys this week who we practiced with, Sean. It was really fun battling against him. I think he got a wall or something at some point, but it was really a nice race with him too. And the KGD2 guys who we put a lot of time this week to prepare them, and we have 2 guys in the top 10 on a road course, which is pretty good for us. So yeah, and you, Chris, like always, man, for a nice broadcast. And that's it.
There you go, man. Great job tonight. Congratulations on win number 2 of your career, the first one this season. And he's got 2 on a road course, so he's now the second 2-time road course winner. So congratulations on that.
Thanks, sir.
Absolutely. Sam Fontaine, your winner, as he goes and celebrates with his KJD2 team. And we go from there. Now, where do we insert the joke here that this was the first race that Telder moved to the new team and that team goes to victory lane? Where does that get entered here? And I just, totally moved the wrong Sam to the wrong channel. Thanks, Sam.
I'm back.
Welcome back. I kicked Sam out.
And you brought Sam back in.
But, no, great job tonight. I was making a joke. I was like, hey, ironically, Sam wins the first race without Telder. But all jokes aside, great job by the team. Great race by everyone. I mean, there was battles everywhere tonight. There really wasn't that, like, one specific like dominant guy. I mean, Aaron Smith drove away for a while, but when that caution came out, it's like everything just kind of changed up and it became a fight.
And it was interesting to hear him confirm that. I was curious if he had used up too much tire trying to work through the field to catch up to the front. But still, amazing work by Fontaine. He found some speed there at the end, and that's what got him the win. An incredible race, and super great work by everyone. I know this is every time we do a road course, we always are pushing people beyond their comfort zones a little bit, but I'm always super proud watching the guys step up to the challenge.
They definitely stepped up to the challenge, and so did you tonight, man. Great job tonight. It was fun having you in the booth, and go enjoy Miami there as you probably film another Miami Vice movie or something down there. And we wish you safe travels back up to Chi-Town, and hopefully we'll see you next week on the dirt and definitely on the pod.
Absolutely. We got something special planned for all the DOR trucks, so keep an eye out for our paint schemes next week. But can't wait to be back behind the wheel, but I hope I brought something fun and insightful as a co-commentator for this race. But had a great time. Such a great race. Thank you for having me.
And he's here for the GLSR, and, well, we're here because, well, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya! Brickyard.